Let's talk Tanya for the 15th of Iyar of a leap year. So, we're in the middle of a conversation about Mamali Kalalman and Seviv Kalalman, these two types of divine energy, the infinite light of God, Seviv Kalalman, which is called the encompassing light, and then we have the finite light of God, which is called Mamali Kalalman, the light that permeates all of creation. And yesterday's Tanya, we gave an example of how it's possible that on the one hand we have this infinite light is everywhere, but at the same time it's not revealed. So the example we gave is that imagine that you are envisioning something in your head. The entirety of that thing you're envisioning is in your head, but it's not revealed to that thing itself, which you are envisioning. However, the Alter Rebbe tells us that God is different. As the pasuk says, "Lo machshavosei machshavosechem," God's thoughts are not our thoughts. We operate quite differently. It's not only that God is wiser and smarter. We operate in a totally different manner and style. Case in point over here. When I envision something in my mind, the only thing that's in my mind is the spiritual form of that object. I have the physical object is not in my head. The physical object is outside of me. However, I'm grasping the shape and the color and all the other details, but ultimately what's in my head is a spiritual concept, is not the physical object itself. When we say that God's understanding and knowledge and this infinite light of God encompasses all of creation, we're not only talking about the spiritual concept of creation, but the actual physical world is all encompassed within this Seviv Kalalman, within this infinite light of God. It's God's light is present everywhere, but at the same time still it's not revealed to us, just like when you envision something. So that thing is not impacted and is unaware of the fact that it's right now being envisioned in your head. And now the question becomes, okay, so we have these two modalities of energy. We have the infinite and the finite, the Seviv and the Mamala. Why do we need to have both? And the answer to that is that each one serves a specific function. The infinite light of God is that which creates. The fact that we have something and not nothing, what's called yesh mi ayin, that is only within the power of the infinite light of God to actually create something out of nothing. However, if we only have the infinite light of God, then yes, we will have something, but that something will also be infinite, a reflection of where it comes from. And that's why we need to have the second type of energy, what's called Mamali Kalalman, the light that permeates all of creation, and that's what causes that everything is limited and defined and classified, and it's this and not that, and that is because of the input, so to say, of Mamali Kalalman. So we have over here, these two energies, actually they work together. And by way of example, so let's say you want to have toast in the morning, so you want to toast your bread. So you need energy for that. The energy is the electricity, which is in the wires in your wall, but that electricity is not going to give you toast. For that, you need a toaster. The toaster takes that energy and is able to convert that energy into a mechanism which actually can toast your bread. And then if you want something else, you want to vacuum your floor, you can't do that with the toaster. You also can't do it with electricity. For that, you need to have a vacuum cleaner, etc., etc. The same thing is it. We have the infinite light of God. The Seviv Kalalman, that is the energy which creates. But ultimately, that energy needs to work together with the finite energy in order to make sure that that which is created is something which is not amorphous and definitionless, but something which is limited and defined. In tomorrow's Tanya, we will conclude the conversation about Mamali Kalalman and Seviv Kalalman.